And when I was leaving the corporate world, I had taken a couple of classes from a guy named Keith Cunningham, who it turns out was the rich dad behind the Rich Dad Poor Dad book.
Oh, wow.
No way.
Yeah. And
Crazy.
I saw him speak at a T. Harv Eker event. And I was like, oh my God, like, and I signed up for everything he had. That was the first time I spent a lot of money on personal development. I went to the back of the room and spent like $14,000. And I was like, oh, my heart was like, what have I done? I was married at the time to my ex-wife, and I called her. I was like, I don't know if this is a good idea. And she's so gracious. She's like, it's going to be fine. And I was like, okay, if you say so. And I took all his classes. So I developed a relationship with him a little bit, and I was leaving my job, and I called him up and I said, hey, like, I don't want to be here anymore. Like I had an epic career in the corporate world. And I knew that I had to do something different. Like it was like a conversation I had with my grandfather, who was also a very big influence on me. And I told him, I got this promotion, this promotion, this promotion. And he was like, man, you're really climbing the corporate ladder. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, but what if your ladder's leaning against the wrong wall? And I was like, shit, man, I don't know. It is leaning against the wrong wall. Like, damn. And so I had this incredible opportunity and I passed it up and I left instead of taking this next level opportunity. Top of a 330,000 person company, massive scale. And I left and I was like, shit, like I'm on my own now. Like, what am I going to do? And so I called Keith, the rich dad, and I said, hey, I don't know like where to start. And I don't even know why, but he invited me to be part of this small group that he had that had like 8 business owners. We flew to Austin once every 3 months, sorry. And I was like the small nobody in the room. The guy next to me had started the 4th biggest insurance company in the state of Florida. The other guy on my left, had a $1.5 billion under management asset company in the Bay Area. And I was like, hey, like I have a, consulting company, and everybody was simultaneously gracious and so hard on me at the same time. And I got my ass handed to me in that room quarter after quarter after quarter. And I had to prepare like a 30-page report every time I went in. And it was intense. And that was a super formative experience for my entrepreneurial journey. And then, I was just like, look, like like I said earlier, like I'm going all in on this. This is not me dabbling in like, oh, should I do something and make, $100,000 this year? I was like, I gave up a great career to go all in on this because I believe that this is going to get me my G5, and that wasn't. And so like, I have to do what is necessary. And that means putting yourself in the right rooms and, adding value to the right people. And, it's been just like that. And, we've developed a relationship with Russell Brunson long before ClickFunnels became a big thing. And, we're good friends, and he's shaped the way I see marketing, and people like Todd Brown and Perry, who, and just like all of these people. And so for me, it's like, how do you just continue to grow so that you can become a better version of yourself that just has and becomes and is experiencing the life that you really want. And it's there's no straight line though. You got to be committed. You got to be committed to it. Like, it's the old, the old thing. There's the chicken and the pig. One of them is committed to breakfast and one of them is just playing around. Like the pig is like, I'm dead. Right. The chicken's like, I can lay another egg tomorrow. And it's like, are you committed? Are you the chicken or are you the pig? And I'm like, I'm going all in on this. Like, come hell or high water, I am going to figure this out. And I think you have to have that mentality